Hey guys, Ryzen here.
And Liz.
Welcome to the preview for the first post-Brady game. The Patriot era is the Dolphins at the Patriots, which is a very strange opening. Last time they played the Dolphins, the Patriots blew a very winnable game, frankly. And even Gilmore played bad. It was a weird freaking game. So, whatever. Injury report. Yadnik Kajuste's out with a knee. Gunnar Olszewski's out with a foot. Oh, what a loss that is. God, he gets so terrible. Dalton Keene is a neck injury. Limited participant is questionable. Cass Malua with a knee. Man, they have like no linebackers in this team. Harry was added with the shoulder, but he was a full participant, so it's probably nothing. And same with Chase Winovich, so it's also probably nothing. And the Dolphins, they have Clayton Fejedelem listed as doubtful with a pectoral. Not many injuries, nothing that critical. Unless Harry doesn't play, which is going to piss me off, but I imagine he will. I don't know. So yeah, pretty much the matchup in the game is Parker and Gilmore. Gilmore basically shut him down in week, I think it was 2. Or, no, it was like week 5 or something, when they just creamed the Dolphins.
Yeah, it was early in the season last year.
And then the last game, for some reason, Gilmore decided to have his one bad game that he has every year.
He's always got one.
Against Parker, of all people, who, Parker's a good receiver, but he's not Julio Jones, so it didn't even make any sense. So, I don't know. Gilmore better play better tonight. I mean, tomorrow he got a big pay raise, so you better shut Parker down. I mean, there's really no excuse to not be able to shut down Parker for how talented Gilmore is.
Yeah.
And defensively, I gotta watch how the linebackers perform because they're all new, basically, because Hightower opted out.
Most of them did.
Pretty much all of them did.
And that's the same thing on the O-line. Cannon opted out of the season,
opted out,
so
but that's not a huge deal.
I don't know who's
I don't know.
Cunningham.
I think so.
So we'll see what that's like.
But they'll be all right on the line.
It's the defense.
It's better than it was last year, I think.
But I think the defense is the bigger.
Well, it's the linebacking core that's the issue. The secondary is still good.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost Chung, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
They still got Gilmore and the McCourty brothers, and you got a good secondary. And we'll see how good their pass rush is. So I don't know. But obviously, Cam Newton, I don't know what they're going to do. Probably more bootlegs, I'd imagine. Some read options. I don't think they're going to do what the Panthers did. But they're not going to ask Cam Newton to run straight up the middle often.
No.
They might do it once or twice a game, but the Panthers were having Cam Newton do that like all the time. And it's just, he can't, man. You're going to get killed.
Yeah.
So, he's a great player, but you can't do that to anybody. But they will do more mobile things, so that'll compensate for any O-line inconsistencies as well.
Right.
And hopefully, and it should help Michelle too, because Newton can run him himself. So Michelle being there doesn't necessarily mean that they're handing the ball to him, which is what it meant 80% of the time last time. So I think Michelle will do that better as well.
It'll be interesting to see how well he plays because he did have surgery in the off season, and from what the coaches say is that he looked really good, I guess. So we'll just see what happens.
Well, he had the best rookie postseason of any running back in the history of the NFL a couple years ago. He got 6 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, he more or less carried the Patriots team to that Super Bowl run.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, really, the last 5 or 6 games were all him.
Really?
I mean, Gronk blocking, but I mean, he was a great player a couple years ago, so we'll see. I don't know. I suspect the Patriots win this game, but
The other thing that's intriguing is that they still have no kicker.
as far as I know, they don't.
I don't think they've signed
I don't
anyone.
think they've signed anybody.
So
They'll pick up somebody tomorrow. I think they cut Folk, and then there was another guy,
they cut the rookie that they drafted.
which is bizarre. I mean, why did you draft the guy then? I don't know. But I suspect the Patriots will win this game like 24-20 or something. Probably be a relatively close game, but who knows. I think the Patriots are better than people are making them out to be. I do think they win about 10 games. So
I still think they'll have a good season.
I still think they win the division. I mean, they're better on paper than all the other teams in the division. I mean, Buffalo's the one that comes closest, I think.
Yeah, because they signed a couple of big players. The
But-
Jets are going to go.
Yeah, the Jets are going to win nothing.
They're going to win nothing.
I mean, they're terrible as always. I mean, maybe they get surprised. There's always a team of surprises, but I doubt it. The Dolphins are okay, but
The interesting thing for the Dolphins, too, is that they named Fitzpatrick their starter, but I was reading yesterday that Tua apparently is available to play in the game, and he's that star rookie quarterback they drafted.
yeah, he's
So
okay.
we'll see if he actually plays or not. I don't know what
There were all
they'll
sorts
do.
of rumors that the Patriots were going to draft him, but I thought that was never going to happen because
Well-
you would have had to trade way up.
They have so much cap right now, it's kind of ridiculous.
Tua's, I think, a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Remember, right?
I guess,
He looks kind of like Russell Wilson.
like November of last year, the guy busted his hip real bad, and he had to have surgery.
Yeah.
So, but now apparently he's
Shorter guy.
available. So I don't know if he'll play a quarter or if we'll see him. I don't know.
No, they're not going to.
You don't think so?
No, he'd only come in if the game is a blowout or they give it up. I mean, Tua will probably be a good quarterback, but I don't know.
I'm assuming that Bill's probably going to call the defense too. There is no coordinator.
There's never they like to mess with.
It'll
people.
probably be a mix of people like it was last year.
Well, I think some of them were just faking
Yeah. Well, it was like Bill's son, and then
because they were all can be talking into headsets at the same time.
Yeah, it was like Gerard Mayo and Bill's son, right?
Yeah, Steve.
Steve.
I think they just messing with people.
Yeah, so it's going to be really weird with they have no fans at their stadium. That's the rule they decided upon.
Well, pretty much every team did except for idiotically the Kansas City Chiefs, which I just don't understand. I mean, you're in Missouri. Why would you have fans in your stands? I mean, it just makes no sense. Also, you can drop your dumb banner.
Right.
It just, if they were in New York, okay, fine, but Missouri's bad, so I don't know with COVID, so that was a mistake.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens in terms of infection rates too after this
Yeah,
weekend.
because
And see what
I'm
happens.
thoroughly expecting, since baseball is barely managing and they seem to have an outbreak every week, I'm expecting football to make it about 3-4 weeks before the season's probably
Somehow the
closed.
NBA managed.
Because they're doing a bubble season.
Oh,
They're only using 4 or 5 stadiums.
gotcha.
Baseball's still doing travel. Football's still doing travel.
So the Canadian teams are playing, like the Blue Jays in baseball.
Yes, but they moved their stadium into the States.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
They're the only team that got moved.
yeah, because Canada closed its border.
Well, as they should.
Right.
I mean, would you want American teams going into Canada? I wouldn't.
No, if I was Canadian,
Not right
no
now,
way.
no way. So,
I think 24-20 is pretty accurate.
I think the NFL should have done
Something similar.
a bubble season. I mean, just get 4 or 5 stadiums and just play everything there because you can clean them between the games.
Right.
Yeah, you'll have to do games on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but who gives a shit? Just rearrange the schedule.
Yeah, they could have done that.
That's what they should have done. Instead, they're going to have...
Teams flying all
I mean,
over the country.
I mean, you have a Florida team now going to play New England. And it's like,
I think next week the Patriots have to go play Seattle or
I know.
something.
I just...
They have a bunch of West Coast games.
So,
which, that's the other thing that I was reading. Not that it's related to our game, but San Francisco has to be monitoring the freaking smoke and ash from the fires.
Obviously.
I don't know how they're going to play a game.
I don't think they're going to be able to fire any fireworks.
I don't know.
But
That's crazy.
I mean, Florida's one of the pretty bad with COVID. So I mean, having them come up to play New England in New England is
Risky.
risky to say the least. But they didn't want to rearrange all their divisions and shit. So
They could have, but they
they
didn't.
could have, but they chose not to.
So we'll see what happens.
So we'll see. We'll see if they can manage a 16-game season.
I highly doubt
I would
it.
be surprised to say the least.
I doubt it, but we'll see what happens.
So we'll see. Yeah, 24-20. I do want to see Cam play.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with him.
He's a real good player, so we'll see. He's hungry too, so
Yeah, he
wants to
is.
prove he's got his talent back. All right, come on, cat. All right, so we'll go and we'll recap the game as usual, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. This is Ryzen.
And Liz.
Thanks for watching. Take care.